So I'm having issues creating urgency with existing customers who like using our product. So, for instance, I don't want to name drop customers,
No.
but Fortune 500, Fortune 100 company has 20 licenses and they have 300 people in learning and development. I know that there's room for growth there. Um, but the issue is that they are getting by with the seats that they have. So why do they need to buy more? And you know what? Maybe they don't, but I know that they could use more, and they're seeing the benefits of our product. Um, and granted, I'm pretty new at establishing these relationships. So what I've been doing for the past 3 months is establishing relationships with all of these new customers since I'm new to the company.
Yeah, so
Fairly.
let's actually address this. This is a really great question, one I get a lot, which is how do I create urgency?
Yep.
And here's the great news. You can't. So here's the thing, and we'll talk a lot about this. So you're viewing things from the sales perspective. I want to create urgency so that I can probably hit some type of number that I've been given. But
No one cares about.
your buyer is making progress. And until your buyer is not able to make progress, they're not able to get from point A to point B, they're not going to buy more licenses. Why do I need 170 more licenses? How's that going to help me do my job better? I know you want to sell more licenses, but specifically with regards to their job, which by the way, you've probably never done.
Correct. Definitely
Okay,
not an
so
instructional designer.
you've never been an instructional designer, which is another big problem, right? We're selling to people and we have no idea what their world is like. So another tip for you is to get closer to them, to shadow them. Literally go to the office. We're making some improvements to the product. We want to see how you work so that we can improve, and watch what people are doing. Watch processes. Maybe they're logging out and this person's logging in and it's taking them 6 hours to do something. I don't know, whatever the bottlenecks are in the process where all of a sudden you justify having another license, or you see some other things. Or at the very least, talk to them about the progress they're making or not making so that you can understand if there's opportunities for you to help them be happier, because that's all this is. Can I make someone a better version of themselves tomorrow? We all just want to get from V1 to V2 to V2 to V3. But what we
Yeah.
can't do is force the upgrade if I'm fine and you're not close enough to it. You are the last person because you've never done the job. So it's tough for you to come in. You say to me, I know they need it. I'm like, do you? Why? I mean, if I
uh,
were to ask you specifically, and I'll put you on the spot, specifically, what can't they do?
So when you say what can't they do, it's not about what they can do everything. The individual person can do everything. If I'm speaking to their chief learning officer, I know they have 100 graphic designers or instructional designers. Only 30 of them are using the product. I think it's more so I don't know what the other 70 are doing. They might be using a competitor. They might be. I'm making assumptions,
Why
right?
don't you go? Why don't you go find out? Why don't you go out?
Asking
Why
the
don't you
question.
go interview them? Hey, you guys are already using our product. We're always looking to help it make better. We'll give you a $50 gift card. Will you talk to us for an hour about your experiences? We want to understand the different jobs people are getting done in the organization. We don't want to just look at articulate users. We want to look at the organization. You guys are all trying to get a body of work done, a project done, a module done. I want to understand all the moving parts. And better yet, it would be even more awesome if you would go over there get out of the office, away from the computer, and go take them all out to lunch. Plant yourself in the office for a day or two and just watch stuff. And you're going to start to see all sorts of things. I just did this with a customer up the street in Pompano. I was watching how they did emails. So they were sending emails manually. They'd send an email. They'd go into their sent folder. They'd put a task reminder. 3 days later, forward this, add this, copy and paste it into the CRM. It was this, and then do that 7 times for every rep.
Wow.
So when I came in and said, there's a way to not do that anymore using a tool like Outreach, where now you have none of that, it was like, as Steve Jobs says, when he released iTunes for Windows, it was like giving ice water to people in hell. Because I knew these were the guys, you're currently doing 20 things. And that's adding up to 30 minutes a day times 5 days a week. These are real hours. Plus it's not fun doing the same thing over and over again, copying and pasting stuff. What if I showed you a way where you didn't have to do that anymore? Oh my God. Well, that's what this is. Would you like it? Yes. Because I showed them what's possible. They didn't even know they had a problem. They just thought that's the way it was. but I had the insight to be able to connect the dot because I saw 50 steps into 2. So that's what you have to do. But you're not going to get that sitting in your office. You got to watch what the graphic artists are doing specifically.
How do you feel about internal referrals? Making the people the champion for the product. Does that help?
Let me back up for a second, man. You're still selling. You're still trying to sell stuff. Stop trying to sell stuff and try to understand from the buyer's perspective, not your perspective, what are the jobs that they're not able to get done? What's possible that they don't know about? So in the case with the company in Pompano, we're making progress. Yeah, but this is what's possible. Instead of you spending 2 hours a day on this, now you spend 0 hours a day on this, which means you could do all these other things, which means this. So rather than saying, how can I get a referral to help me sell, which is what you're implying, stop that and think this. How can I make my customer happier? Well, how do I know if they're not happy? I gotta watch what they're doing. I gotta talk. If you have that lens, how can I make my customer happier? You get out of selling. The sale's gonna happen if you can find out an angle that's gonna help them do something better, make them happier in any way. But right now you're trying to get more licenses and get referrals.
Yeah.
It's simple. Just go out there. Call them up today. Ask your boss if you have one. I'd like to go out there. If it's a customer with 30 seats, you should be visiting them anyway once in a while.
Yeah.
Fly out there, take them to lunch, and just say, I just want to talk, watch people work. Because we're trying to
improve like a customer success angle in a way.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. We'll just go there and we're going to watch people work so that we can see if there's a way to make them happier. And by happier, in your world, sounds like process, potentially, workflow.
Yeah.
I'm doing a bunch of stuff. This is taking me 50 clicks. This is taking 2 hours. You're going to come in and go, guys, let me show you what's possible. Oh my God, we don't have to do that anymore. How do I get that? They'll be asking you for it.
Interesting. Okay. I like that. I'll let you know.
So this course that I'm releasing is about this process, which is called Jobs to be Done for Salespeople, which helps you think like a buyer rather than a salesperson. We started this conversation with you wanting to expand licenses. And then we also started this conversation with you wanting to use referrals. And we also started this conversation, which is you wanted to create urgency. And did you get anything out? Let's summarize this. What if anything did you get out of this call? And it's okay if you say, Josh, I think you're crazy. I didn't get anything out of this. I just need to sell some more stuff. That's perfectly okay too.
You're not selling. And you can create urgency, like you said in the beginning. So think of some other way to create the urgency by making them happy.
Well, you're not creating urgency.
Well, in some ways you are. You're creating the urgency by just, in some ways, pointing out that there is better ways of doing things.
Right. So the word isn't creating. You're actually finding it. You're showing what's possible. Creating feels like it's manipulative. I'm creating this urgency. Buy now or the discount's going away. Words are very important to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to see if I can shine a light on what's possible so that the prospect is motivated to change.
Change is everything, because that's what we're doing. We're changing the way that they work, that their day-to-day is going to be.
Well, let's maybe my day is, dude, I don't need you changing my work, man. I've been working like this forever. Unless it's a material way in which I could do something better, like leave me alone, dude. I'm good. Like, so that's why the observing counts. Like, I don't need you changing my work. I'm good. You don't want me changing your work. You get up, you have a routine. You don't want me changing anything. Basecamp is really good at this, right? So Basecamp, unlike any other software out there, they don't require their users to upgrade every time they upgrade because people are used to the old user interface. So, hey, if you want to use what you've been using and you're doing fine, more power to you. If you want to see if these other things that we're doing are helpful to you and you want to move, okay. But what Basecamp doesn't ever want to do is go make some changes. They want to see if they can help you do something better. That's what you need to be doing. And my recommendation strongly is to get out to that company, man, and spend a couple days there shadowing.